So hello to everyone. Today we are going to start with AutoCAD day 2. We have already seen some commands in day 1 such as line command. We have one syllabus format here. Earlier we have seen line command, unit setup, how to set the line type. We have also seen how to apply the colors. Today we are going to start with the other commands remaining here. So to start with, we are going to start as rectangle command. So as I have said, every command is going to have one shortcut key. So the shortcut key for rectangle command is REC enter. I'll type here REC, and whenever you start the rectangle, you should start it from lower left side to upper right side. Means I am dragging from lower left side to upper right side. You can see there are two boxes shown for the values. The first box will stand for X distance and the second will stand for Y distance. So here the X distance I am going to take here is 1500, and for switching to the other box I am going to say tab, and the Y distance we are going to put here is 1000 mm. So one rectangle is been made. As I said, we need to drag the rectangle from lower left side to upper right side. This is the first quadrant in which we are dragging the rectangle. Suppose if I go in second quadrant, you can see one value is coming negative and the other one is coming positive. If I go in third quadrant, again both the values will come in minus. You can see there. If I go in fourth quadrant, X is coming positive and Y is coming negative. That is minus value. So that's why we have said it is better to drag the rectangle in first quadrant only from lower left side to upper right side. So the first value will stand for X distance. Suppose if I say 500 this time, say tab again, and second value will stand for Y distance. I'll say it as 200. Again one rectangle is been made here. Now if I click on this rectangle, you can see it is coming as polyline object. Means it is combined object made of single line only. If I want to check the size of this rectangle, we need to place this cursor on the grip at any end. You can see both the values are being shown. So X distance is coming 500 and Y is coming 200, and it is polyline object. Suppose if we need to make this rectangle by line command, we'll put up the values here 500, enter, then next 200, enter, again 500, enter, and last I'll connect on the end. So suppose if we make the rectangle in this format, it is not a polyline object. You can see each line is been selected as single line only, and here if I click once, complete rectangle is been selected. It is because of the polyline, and here the rectangle is made of 4 different lines. So this is the main difference if we make rectangle from rectangle command or from single line. Commands also will be applied in different ways for both the types of rectangles. We will see it later. The next command we are going to see here is ellipse command. There are total 3 types of ellipse command. The unit of measuring the ellipse is in major axis and minor axis. So if I say center ellipse here, it will start from center. You need to give the distance here. So I'm going to say it as 200 mm. The distance has been referred from center. Say enter. I've given the X distance. Next the Y distance I'm going to refer here as. The X distance I'm going to refer here as 300. So you can see this shape. This oval shape is nothing but elliptical shape. Ellipses are always made by showing the two distances, that is in X direction and in Y direction. These both distances are known as major axis and minor axis. If the distances of major and minor axes are same, then it is going to be circle. So that's why to differ the distances, we need to take different values for X and Y. One will be the major distance and second one will be the minor distance. So here the major axis will be of 600 as the Y distance is taken from center as 300, and the minor axis will be of 400. It is because the X distance is taken from center as 200 mm. So in this way you can specify the ellipse by major and minor axis. So after that, second type is from axis end. So in center end, both the distances were taken from center. We need to take only the half value of major and minor axis. But if I go for axis and ellipse, you can see the second type. Here the first distance will be complete axis distance, whether it is major, whether it is minor. If I take this distance as 600, it will be from end to end, not from center, the first distance. And if I go for the second distance, it will by default come from center. If I want the second distance, that is minor axis distance, to be taken as 400, so I'm going to refer as 200 from the center. So here is the ellipse made by axis and method. The first distance is referred from end to end and the second distance is referred from center. Next, after this ellipse, we have this third one, that is elliptical arc. It is kind of partial ellipse. We can make an ellipse in a partial way. So to start with, it is going to start as an axis and point ellipse only. That is, end to end distance is taken for the first point and the second point is referred from the center distance. So we'll start it from left side. I'll say the major axis distance as 600 mm and the minor axis distance we are going to take here is as 120 mm. Then we need to put off the ortho mode and you can see here it is asking at the cursor specify start angle. So I'm going to say start angle as 0. Now as we have started it from left side, it is going to refer the 0 from the left side only. Next we are going to say the end point. So the end angle we are going to take here is 225. So in this way we can make the partial ellipse by specifying the start or end angle. Again one more time, specify the major axis first. I'll say it as 600. Then minor axis I'll say it as 200. Then specify the start angle. We have started it from left side. I'll say 0 degrees as a start angle. So it is taking a start from left side, you can see here. Next, the end angle I'm going to say here as 180 degrees. So the next command we are going to see here is list command. This list command is referred only for close objects which are made of polyline, means continuous line, to find out the area, perimeter length as well as x and y coordinates referring from the origin. So to start with, we are going to apply the list command for this rectangle as it is a continuous close object. We also have one rectangle that is not made from polyline. So we will see how list command will react with this type of rectangle. So the shortcut for list command is li enter. So it is asking for selecting the object. So I'm going to select the object here. After selection, say enter. And here you can see one tab is coming showing the area of the rectangle, perimeter length of the rectangle, as well as x and y coordinates of the rectangle. There are total 4 corners for the rectangles. So these x and y distances are referred from the origin. And z distance is showing as 0 as we are working on 2D only, that is on x and y plane. So we have the area, perimeter length and xy coordinates for this particular object. Now we'll go for this ellipse. Applying the same command li enter, select the object, say enter, and you can see here area has been shown, circumference length is also being shown. It also shows the center distance referring from origin, that is x and y distances for the center, then major axis and minor axis distances. Z is showing 0 only. Now if I go for any object that is not made from polyline, that is if it is not made by the continuous line, and if I apply the list command for this kind of object, say li enter, select the object. So while selection, if I click once, the complete object is not selected, only single lines are being selected. So if I want to go for this rectangle, I need to select each line separately, then say enter, and you can see here area is not being shown, perimeter length is also not being shown, only length of the line and coordinate distance for starting the point of the line is being shown here. Means if the object is not made from the polyline or if it is not a closed entity, then it will not show the area and perimeter length. It will only show the length of that particular entity and xy ordinates for that entity. So we can say list command will only work for closed polyline objects. Next command we are going to see here is zoom in, zoom out. So for zoom in, zoom out, if I scroll, it will zoom in as well as zoom out. Now suppose if I want to zoom in only for this object, I will make one closed loop around this object. For that I am going to say shortcut key as Z enter and click here at one end and on the other end. So this closed loop has been made and zoom in will only be occurred for that particular object, showing the object in the center of the screen. Suppose if I go for this object, I'll say Z enter, make one bounded area and click at the end. Only zoom in will show this particular object at the center of the screen. So in this way we can zoom in at any particular area or object. Another thing in zoom in is if I want to show all the objects in a single screen by zooming in together. So for that we need shortcut as Z enter, E enter. Now all the objects are shown in the screen by zooming in. Now if I make one more line at the corner, we'll repeat the command Z enter, E enter. This line will also be included in zoom in. While this kind of zooming all the objects in the screen will be present at the center. So this was another way of zooming in. For zoom out, you just need to scroll here. For pan movement, if I want to pan the object or move the object, you just need to press the cursor and you can see one black hand symbol is coming here. By that we can drag the screen or object wherever in which direction we require. This command is known as pan command. Now if I want to take these rectangles at the left side, you just need to click continuously on the cursor, press it here and then drag it in. So this was zoom in and zoom out as well as pan command. Next command we are going to see here is erase command. So the shortcut key for erase command is E enter. You can see here, you just need to select the object and say enter and the object has been erased. Again one more time, I'll say shortcut key as E enter. Select the object to be erased and then say enter. But instead of erase, we can also use delete. Select the object and click on delete button on the keyboard and the object will be erased. So this way also you can erase the objects or you can use the erase command. Next, after erase command, we are going to see distance command. Shortcut key for distance command is DI. So this command is used to check the length distances here. Suppose if I type shortcut key as DI enter for this command, I can check the distance from one end of the line to the other end. You just need to click on both the ends and one note will appear showing the original distance, the XY plane angle, delta X means X distance, horizontal distance for that line, and delta Y means vertical distance for that line. To understand it better, we'll take one inclined line here. Say click, apply DI, enter, select one end and the other end. One note is appearing here showing the original distance as 751.5. The X distance it is coming 727 here and the Y distance is coming 190. You can also see the angle for this line is coming as angle in XY plane is 15 degrees. All the things are mentioned in the note appearing in the screen. Now the X and Y distances are referred from this point to this point, it is X distance, and from this point to this point the vertical distance is referred as Y distance, that was 190. So in this way you can use the DI command, that is distance command. So these were the commands for today. We are continuing with the AutoCAD playlist now. Do follow the playlist and we will continue the upcoming commands in next lecture. Till then, thank you.